Imagination is the doorway into consciousness. Imagination is the doorway into consciousness. The ability to enter the creative realm buried in man. We've read in different metaphysical books about consciousness that all things have their foundation in consciousness. Anything that doesn't have its foundation in consciousness will begin to die in time. Alright, so there is the statement that consciousness is the only reality. In other words, every other thing is built upon consciousness. And imagination is the doorway into that creative realm called consciousness. In the scriptures, we read that Jesus is the way to the Father. No one cometh to the Father except through Jesus. So most times when we look at imagination on the psychological level, the Father being consciousness, the creative house, the universal storehouse of infinite intelligence where everything emanates from. Imagination is the doorway into that realm. Alright, so there is nothing physical, there is nothing objective, there is nothing in this world that doesn't have its existence, okay, associated to imagination on some level of awareness. Everything that we can see and touch has its foundation to imagination. And the only way men can create is by sowing seeds into consciousness. And the way and means by which seeds are sown into consciousness is through imagination. So we build these mental images in our minds. Then as we continue to hold them in our minds, they end up entering into consciousness. And whatever enters into consciousness is just like a seed that has been sown into the soil. Definitely it will grow. So everything on the physical level became physical as a result of this law. From imagination, then it enters into consciousness. Then with circumstances and events, it begins to find expression in the physical world. So imagination is the doorway into consciousness. When we pray, we exercise imagination. When we meditate, we exercise imagination. Everything we do, we exercise the power of imagination. And the more we hold images in our minds, they find expression in consciousness. Then through circumstances and events, they find expression in time. No one cometh to the Father except through Christ. No one cometh to the Father, which is consciousness, except through imagination. Man cannot create except with the help of the human imagination. I sometimes say that, and I believe that imagination is the greatest gift man has ever had. Because everything you see in time, everything we see in this world, the phone I'm holding right here, even the camera we are using now, everything was born out of the imaginations of men.